that, um, wait a minute, I'm supposed to work so hard in life to get a job to marry a woman who wouldn't marry me if I didn't have that job.
Wait, I have to work hard to get a job to get a woman who wouldn't marry me if I didn't have that job.
What? Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. I'm Melissa. I'm a licensed clinical therapist based out of California. Before we get started, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more content like this. I'm really trying to push out information to our mental health community and to those that are interested in the mental health professions out there. So today I am going to be doing a reaction video. Somebody named Stephan. Stephan. He is a pretty popular YouTuber. He has about 647,000 subscribers and he does reaction videos himself. He is an entrepreneur. He is a millionaire. He likes to react to those videos that are put out entitled how much so-and-so makes in whatever city. And in one of his videos, he reacts to a video entitled Rich and Poor People Seek to Understand Each Other. And so I want to do a reaction to his reaction video, kind of like an Inception type of thing. So if that's something that you're interested in watching, please stay tuned. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because I am a social worker and I work with people on all ends of the spectrum in terms of socioeconomic status. And so I wanted to give my impressions on somebody else's impressions on the disparity between rich and poor and between people that lie in this spectrum of socioeconomic status, because I think that having a continuum of people of low and high socioeconomic status and everything in between, there is definitely discrimination that goes on between the rich and the poor. And as we know, in America, they say that the middle class is now going away simply because people are living in poverty, especially with everything that we have going on with unemployment rates reaching an all-time high and things of that sort. So today I am excited to do a reaction video to Mr. Stephan, and without further ado, let's get to it.
Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And oh, that was a good clap right there. Today we got something a bit different for you. I was trying to figure out which video I should watch and react to, and I didn't want to do the same what I spend in a week. We want to do something different. We want to have a change today, and that brings us to this channel right here. They're called Jubilee. Now, Jubilee is basically the YouTube version of television. They produce some really insane, good content, and they got right now almost 5.7 million subscribers. And they had this video that was posted now almost 3 years ago. This is crazy. It's called Rich and Poor People Seek to Understand Each Other. Wait for it, middle ground. I said that horrible. Let me say that again. Rich and poor people seek to understand each other. Wait for it, middle ground. Ooh, we've never done anything like this before. So with that said, let's begin the video right here.
You know, I have an obsession basically with power, and money is power, and you don't have a platform without that.
You could almost tell he is the, I hate to classify people as rich versus poor, but he sounds almost resentful of money. It seems like he just distastes it, internally. He might want it externally. He might not want all the cool stuff, but, I don't know. It's a weird one. Let's keep watching.
Oh, right away, that's really interesting just because of that one statement. It was literally a sentence that man had made, and Mr. Stephan automatically makes an assumption of him being resentful towards money. So I think that this may go towards labeling how a rich person is versus how a poor person is, which I think is very discriminatory, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and see what else Mr. Stephan, a millionaire, so a rich person, has to say about this video.
All right, so look at this. We brought rich and poor people together to spark dialogue about their differences and similarities. It would almost be more interesting if they didn't tell people who were rich and who are poor, and just see if they could figure it out themselves. Like, just say, you can't say who has money and who doesn't have money, and then at the end you vote. And you say, like, I think this person has money, I think this person has money. And if you're right, you win money. And if you're wrong, you lose money. That would be a fun concept, Jubilee. If you're watching this, which maybe you are, that's a cool concept.
The wall with the X on it, can I have all of my high income folks? And
I completely agree with actually with Mr. Stephan here about having a concept where nobody says what their socioeconomic status is or who is rich or who is poor, so to speak, and kind of just at the end figuring that out. I think that would definitely take away from the labeling effect or making it seem like this is kind of a discriminatory thing, rich versus poor people. So he's on to something. Let's keep watching.
on the other side, my lower folks.
Wait a second, is the power guy that I was talking about in the beginning on the left? Wow, I got that wrong. My bad. He seemed just a little angry. I got it wrong, guys. I'm not perfect.
I think the opposite side judges me for the side that I stand on. I think
You can say that again, Mr. Stephan. Definitely not perfect. And again, that's why I think that there is a little bit more of a labeling discriminatory thing going on in this video, because it's like, okay, you're going to automatically out the gate say that this person is poor versus rich, or this person's rich versus poor. I mean, that's kind of like saying, it's kind of like going up to two random people on a street and telling one person that they're nice and the other person that they're mean, even though you have no idea who they are. And the same thing applies to this. So that's really interesting. Let's keep watching.
Wow, look at that. All the wealthy people feel judged. The only time, I'll be honest, the only time I ever feel judged is sometimes when I'm out at dinner and like we're out with a whole bunch of friends, and every now and then there's always that comment like, Graham, don't worry about buying the really expensive thing, you can afford it. And that's usually when I get like an appetizer, because I don't want to blow like $40 on dinner. I just want a $15 appetizer. It doesn't matter if I can afford it or not, just why waste the money when instead the appetizer is just as good?
I do feel judged by the other side because
Is good.
I'm pretty sure that that's not what this video is about, and I kind of agree, like, why buy a really expensive dinner if you just want a $15 appetizer? But if you have all that money, then it's interesting. Why are you going to be cheap about it? Anyway, let's get back to the actual content.
I feel like most people have an innate, massive inadequacy and insecurity within themselves as they start as human beings. So jealousy is a natural tendency mass majority of people have, and that's the root of why they're not successful to begin with.
I never like the feeling of jealousy, because then it assumes that you can't get that for yourself. And I believe largely a lot of things are attainable. And that's not to say that everyone can always get anything they want, because that's not the case. But I think jealousy is something that serves no purpose for good, and it only holds you back.
I don't think jealousy is natural at all. I think we were all born exactly the same. And to say it's inherited, I think is a bunch of BS. It's all learned behavior.
I don't think jealousy is learned behavior at all.
I agree with Graham, but at the same time, I think that jealousy is an innate emotion and everybody experiences it. And it's not about it being a bad or a good thing. It's more about looking at that root feeling of jealousy and exploring the reasons behind the jealousy.
At all. I don't think we learn to be jealous. I don't think we see other people jealous, so we feel jealous at all. I think that's just, like the other guy said, pure human emotion. I don't know. I think some behaviors are learned, but I think jealousy is one of those things that a lot of us are just preconditioned with it. It's a natural human emotion, just as with fear or excitement or just being happy, just anything. I think jealousy fits in with that very well.
I don't think that jealousy is learned behavior. I think that, again, like I mentioned earlier, jealousy is an emotion. It's a feeling. We're all born with feelings and emotion, and it's not about labeling an emotion bad or good. It's about exploring the reasons behind as to why we're feeling that emotion.
I would spend a day on the other side.
I sort of started on the other aisle. I grew up sort of low-income neighborhoods, broken homes. But for me, that was something that kind of gave me that drive to want to achieve. And to me, I would say that that's been something that's been very helpful to me. So
I just would like to see what it's like to be on the other side for once, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, that guy seems really nice. That guy seems really sweet, and I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it to the other side.
Once you attain financial
I really don't agree with that. I mean, not that I don't think that I think that he hopes he shouldn't make it, but I mean, just because he's lower socioeconomic status than others, that means that, like, oh, I hope he makes it. Like, what does that mean, really? Are you saying that poor people aren't gonna make it? I'm really confused by that statement. Yeah, really interesting. All right.
security, whatever that means to you as individuals, you realize it's all for nothing. It says it in the Bible, Evel Evalim in Hebrew. It means it's all for nothing. The reality of why we do all we do is because we're looking to feel fulfilled. And that's why I have no problem going back, because fulfillment doesn't come from money.
Jeez, who is this guy? This guy's smart. I could just listen to this guy talk. If he just had an audiobook or he just rambled about whatever, it's really good. It's like he reads from a script, except the script is just in his mind. I'm just freestyling here. I got nothing planned. I'm just watching through this. But you could tell he is so well thought out and so meticulous in what he says. It's really good.
I was scared to admit how much money I make.
I don't know if I'm the best person to ask that question about it because I make so many videos about it. But I will say, as the income has grown, I've definitely been a lot more cautious about it because I don't want to get to a point where all of a sudden I'm like with jets and cars and all of this stuff. And then I lose that relatability factor. I'm definitely concerned about that I still want to be the same person who started making videos almost 4 years ago now, still filming with the same camera, still filming with the same computer with keys that fall off. Like, I don't want to change who I am. So definitely as I make more money, I've definitely been a lot more cautious about lifestyle inflation and making sure I just don't get too carried away or ahead of myself.
A lot of times if you speak how much money you make,
So I appreciate that about Graham. I haven't been watching his videos for that long, but I have started watching a lot of his videos, and he seems like the type of person that wouldn't want the income, I guess, to go straight to his head. So I appreciate him saying that, because just because you are poor and then all of a sudden are rich or are able to have some sort of success story where, you know, you were making really nothing at the poverty line and all of a sudden you're making a lot more money, that doesn't have to change who you are deep down. So more power to him for mentioning that.
that's a great way to get sued and let people know you have something to get it.
I got the realization that, wait a minute, I'm supposed to work so hard in life to get a job to marry a woman who wouldn't marry me if I didn't have that job.
Wait, I have to work hard to get a job, to get a woman who wouldn't marry me if I didn't have that job.
What?
I look at a lot of my pharmacist friends, Vietnamese pharmacist friends. They boast this and that, but I asked them a question. If you didn't have that money and that job, would she still be with you? She wouldn't, so.
But that's like saying, if you didn't have a good sense of humor, she wouldn't be with you. If you weren't so ambitious, she wouldn't be with you. If you weren't confident, she wouldn't be with you. I just think there are so many qualities to a person that it's like, obviously, if you weren't all these things, she wouldn't be with you. If you were just a potato on the couch, just doing nothing all day, hey, who would want to be with that?
Money is power.
I completely agree with Graham on that. I mean, I'm not quite sure where this guy is coming from, the one that's talking about people not wanting to be with you if you're poor and then all of a sudden you make money and then people want to be with you. I mean, certainly there are people out there that do take advantage of others.
Oh, she's a gold digger.
But to just come in with that mentality, I mean, I'm curious to know more about that guy's background and what's happened to him in his childhood and from his previous experiences. So really interesting point there.
Money is energy. That's all it is. So in form, it is power. It's power to be used in a good way, power to be used in a bad way. Money will only amplify who you are as a person to a larger extent. If you're a douchebag, you're gonna be a bigger douchebag. If you're a sweetheart of a person giving, you're gonna become more of a giving human being. Yeah. That's all that money is gonna do.
Yeah, see, look at that. Look at Mr. Beast. Makes so much money, gives it all away. Gives the majority of it away. Does some really powerful things. I think, if anything, though, I think social influence, is becoming the new currency. I think a lot of people would see it more valuable now to have 1 million followers than $1 million.
The thing about power is you speak something and it occurs.
I think that is definitely a good point, but I think that is more of I guess a generational thing. I think that if you're talking to somebody maybe in their 50s or 60s, I don't know if necessarily they'll agree with that, as opposed to somebody in their teens or 20s. So it all has to do with, I think, the culture of people that you're talking about. When it comes to that too, in terms of what Graham said, we're talking about people that are in poverty or below the poverty line. I don't think, regardless of what generation they come from, that they're going to want social influence as opposed to just wanting something to eat or want money and wealth to be able to provide for themselves and their family. So it's kind of a blanket statement. I think that there are so many factors to consider under that.
Do you speak something and does it happen? And if you've got money or if you don't have money, it's basically the bottom line is what is my purpose in life? And am I, boom, having it happen? All you got to do is look at somebody's life. You can look at people's auras. All of us have a certain aura. It's real obvious.
Sure.
And you know whether you're making a difference or not. You can't fool anybody.
Yeah, you know what? Also, I think you could have a lot of money but take no action with it, and you could have no money but take a lot of action and take steps towards making things happen in terms of getting your word out there. There's a lot of things that I think people can utilize without money.
I am satisfied with how much money I have right now.
Once you attain financial security, and I said this earlier,
Yeah, I agree with Graham, basically on what he just said.
once you it's just excess for me. I'm 31. I probably reached financial security when I was like 21, 10 years ago. Self-made, no daddy, no mommy, nobody. And I was very fortunate to recognize what success means, the responsibility of success, and also what I want out of life.
Why is this guy just pacing in the corner? There's something there. He's pacing, it's making me feel uneasy. Like, I'm like, yo, what's up? What's wrong? I want to know. But I also want to know what this guy did at 21 to be financially secure. He must have had like a big tech startup or some amazing business that just took off. I want to know his story.
Money doesn't motivate me anymore. I didn't come here today to show off that I have money. I came here because hopefully I learned something that I didn't know yesterday, and that I also could hope maybe influence someone that didn't know something the same.
Gosh, this guy needs to write a book. He needs a YouTube channel ASAP. Jubilee should actually just do a whole video on this guy, like what he makes in a day versus somebody else. Just follow him around for the day.
Well, yeah, for me, it'll never be enough. I have an obsession.
Is it just me, or is Graham obsessed with this guy? I mean, I think that he has some insightful things to say, but I don't know if he's necessarily the creme de la creme as Graham is making it appear to be. So let's continue to watch to see why Graham is so obsessed with this man.
Basically with power, and money is power, and you don't have a platform without that.
That's why he's pacing. He just couldn't wait to be like, yeah, no, I need more. I need more of it. Yeah, anybody have some of those dollar bills? I just need like 10 cents. Just give me another quarter.
So before I even get to what Graham has to say on this, that statement is very frightening. I think that when somebody becomes obsessed with power and money and any sort of currency like that, it can be a dangerous thing. If we look at people in power that are dictators, for example, whether they be from different countries or even, the recent, I don't want to get into politics, so I'm just going to say dictators from different countries and things of that sort. we see that the power really got to their heads and kind of got out of control. Let's see what Graham has to say.
See, there's something off there.
So if you want to provide a positive message, you need that power. And without money, you can't really have
But that's
that.
not going to solve your innate problem of wanting more.
No, it's not.
I agree with that guy. It's not going to solve the problem of wanting more. And I'm interested to know, and again, I keep going back to this, but this guy that's obsessed with power and money, I am interested to know about his background, his developmental years as a child, why he has this thought process of money being such on a pedestal and power being on such a pedestal, what influences he had in his life, because that tells us a lot about a person.
No, it's not. And I accept it at the door. That
It's like you can say it about drugs. One another line. You can say it about womanizing.
Sure.
You want another girl. You can say it about anything that you have an obsession for abundance of, right?
You're right.
So that's the not the problem, but that's the why. The money part is just the
But that's okay.
vice.
I don't need to be okay. I need to be successful. I need to make things happen.
What? I don't need to be okay. I just need to be successful and make things happen. He sounds like a lot of those people who are behind those inspirational Instagram quotes about like motivation, hustle, success. He seems like the one who would be posting those like 5 times a day. You know the people who post about working and waking up like at 6 a.m. every morning, 5 a.m. every morning, and they're always like rise and grind 5 a.m. I'll tell you, the real people who are actually doing it don't post. They don't post as soon as they wake up proving to you that they post. They don't post when they end their day every day just to show their followers everything. Look how hard I work. They don't do that. The real people, I've noticed, honestly, just they go out and do it.
So I agree with Graham on that one. That's so true. I mean, if you see people that are blue collar workers, they're not going to be on their social media 24 hours a day posting what they're about to do or what they have been doing. They're just going to go out and do it. Now, in terms of what this guy is saying about, I don't need to be okay, I mean, that's very disturbing because money to a certain extent can buy you happiness. I mean, we've heard before that money can't buy you happiness. Well, I mean, studies show, and then this is really based on literature because I am a research student, and studies do show money does impact your happiness if you make $70,000. But after that, when you start to make more than $70,000 a year, money does not have influence on your happiness. And so to hear this guy say, I don't need to be okay, I just need money, I need power, that is kind of concerning.
I feel like I haven't reached where I want to be financially, happiness-wise.
That's cool.
I'm not sure what I want to do all the time, and
I was there. I'm sure he was there. Everybody was there.
yeah.
When you don't know where you're going.
I mean,
all
I'm
of a sudden
okay.
you
I
find-
understand why I'm at where I'm at, but it's just
Like,
like
he's the
right
exact
now,
opposite.
I know.
He knows exactly where
Yeah.
he's
I
at.
know I'm sick. I mean,
No, not sick. I'm saying he's on a mission.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. That level of energy, dedication, focus,
Yeah.
that will attain mass loads of anything he puts his effort to.
Oh, you know what? That's nice, though. Even though he doesn't agree with the other viewpoint, he finds a positive spin on it. This guy would be successful no matter what he does. I really believe. Take him down to 0 the next day, he'll be back up to where he is in like a year.
That's the last question, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank
There's
you.
the timer. Thank y'all.
Very nice meeting you.
Wow, you know what? That was actually a really good episode. I want to hear more of that guy. That one guy, I don't know who he is, what he does. Let's see if we could research this guy. The good talker guy. He needs his own channel or just
Again, I'm really curious to know why Graham is so obsessed with that guy. Why does he like that guy so much? I mean, he said a lot of insightful things, but it's just really interesting to see his fascination with him.
thing. Oh no. Okay, he has one of those text me ats on his Instagram. That's not a good sign. You know, those things are basically ways to capture your information so that they can then go and retarget you in the future for ads. But you know what? He's good. Okay, what is it? Founder at OneRes_group. MichaelMaccabi.com. Oh no. Guys, he posts the motivational stuff on Instagram. I'm getting this all wrong. I thought it was the other guy posting all the motivational stuff on Instagram. No, it's him. Okay, I'm just not a huge fan of of this inspirational quotes on Instagram. That's all. That's all. And okay, so he teaches people how to invest in real estate. He's a great talker, though, I gotta say. But anyway,
Why Graham doesn't like the inspirational quotes. To each their own. If that motivates people, then why not go for it? Everybody has their own thing.
We had a great episode today. I really like this. And how about this, guys? If there are any other videos you want me to watch and react to, all I ask is that you copy the title of the video and you comment it down below in the description. So anyway, back to the video. This was really insightful. I really liked it a lot. Jubilee produces some really amazing content, and overall, I liked it. I thought it was great. I think they should do more of these because anything like rich versus poor, money topics, they do so well.
All right, so overall impressions of the video and Graham's reaction to the video are that I think that it was a really interesting topic for a video. Rich and poor people seek to understand each other. I don't know that the video did as good of a job as the title explains that it's about. I think that they took, you know, a couple of rich people, a couple of poor people, put them together, asked them questions and had some dialogue, but there wasn't really a lot there. And Graham had some funny things to say in response to the video, but at the points where he was talking about, oh, this is definitely going to be a rich guy, or in regards to the lower socioeconomic individual, him saying, I really hope he makes it. I just think that these were kind of weird responses to these people that are rich and poor. This was a really interesting video to make because, again, as a social worker, I work with so many different people at all ends of the spectrum, and videos like this are really interesting. I really enjoyed doing this reaction video. I thought that some of the things that Graham had to say were funny. I thought that the video in general was an interesting one. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more videos like this. Until next time, managing mental health matters.